Why does every YouTuber want to make a horror movie all of a sudden?
I found something in the store.
Okay. What did you find?
Yes, that's right. If you couldn't tell from the poster behind me, we're going to be talking about Backrooms. But before we get into that, if you are new here, my name is T. I talk horror. If that sounds like something that interests you, feel free to give me a follow.
Oh my god.
So I'm actually a pretty big fan of the short films that Kane Parson made on YouTube, also titled The Backrooms. So when it was announced that we were getting a full feature-length film from A24, I was skeptical, but also excited. And after seeing the film, it's pretty good. I don't particularly understand the discourse around Kane Parsons not directing this film. I think this film definitely looks like it was directed by a 19-year-old. And that's not me trying to be shady, because I do think that this film is competently directed, and there are a lot of scenes and sequences in this film that are very professionally made. Maybe it's just the overabundance of wide-angle shots that kind of cheapen everything. I think the characters in this film do have dimension, but a lot of their arcs kind of struggle to build a lot of momentum. That is probably also due to how this film is edited. It's a lot of meandering. The performances, they are certainly not the problem. And the scares, though infrequent, are very well made. The blending of found footage and traditional filmmaking kind of did leave me longing for a feature-length found footage version of the Backrooms. I think despite a lot of the scares coming from these long tracking shots of these empty spaces, which in and itself is very unsettling, we do also get to see some of the classic entities that you would be familiar with if you're a fan of the series. Now, I won't name them, and there were also a lot that were left out, but it'll be a nice surprise for people who are familiar with the lore and did want to see these characters. They're also fairly well lit, despite a sequence in the final act that I think kind of loses all of its scares due to the fact that the film is so overly lit. I'd also argue that the final act leaves more questions than it does answer them, and although that might not be a bad thing for a film like this, I do believe that they get stuck in the middle of over-explaining too much and then leaving too much out. But if you haven't seen the short films, you don't particularly need to watch them going into this film. This is a very sort of beginner-friendly horror movie. Violence is infrequent, the scares are infrequent, and it is more of a heavy focus as a character study. Overall, The Backrooms is very good, but I was waiting for it to be great. And if you've seen the film already, what did you think of it? Don't forget to let me know down below in the comments. If you haven't seen it, do you plan on checking it out this weekend? And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Hello?